In addition to the immediate severe impacts of Russia's war in Ukraine, experts warn that this invasion will inflict long-lasting devastation to the environment. Military activities and burned out equipment are already adding poison to the water and air in Ukraine. There are also concerns over a potential fallout around the Chernobyl nuclear power plant that could impact the region for years to come. For more, I want to bring in Olha Boiko. She is a coordinator at the Climate Action Network for Eastern Europe, Caucasus and Central Asia. Welcome, Olga. So, with the immediacy of the current crisis, a lot of people are overlooking the environmental impacts, and you say we shouldn't do that. Tell us what types of consequences the people in Ukraine are going to face long-term, even after this war is resolved.
I mean, even before this war started, it was definitely clear that this is a fossil fuels war. This is a fossil fuels fueled war because Russia's economy depends highly on fossil fuels, and the money that comes from it basically is what's fueling this war. But apart from that, the destruction of the infrastructure that we're seeing right now is huge, and to some extent almost 1/3 of the natural territory has been already damaged, and it can influence of course the biodiversity and the ability of Ukraine to actually adapt to climate change. Because of this war that has been caused by the centralized government who depends heavily on fossil fuel and dirty energy. And we know when there's fossil fuel and nuclear, there's always inequality, there's always pollution, and there's always a conflict. So what we're fighting for in CAN is strong civil society and a future based on decentralized renewable energy. So I strongly believe that those two things are crucial for a peaceful and prosperous future. And I really hope that in terms of rebuilding our country after the war, we would be able to focus mostly on decentralized renewable energy, on sustainable practices, nature-based solutions. And those are things that we already were doing, but now they're going to become even more harder because of this devastating war.
Olga, so we're entering the fourth week of conflict. What ecosystems are most at risk? Tell us about some of the specific environmental consequences that may be generational.
I mean, of course, you mentioned the water. So this is already a big problem for Ukraine because no matter how prosperous we are in terms of fresh water, there's always a risk of droughts, and we have seen them during the last years. We have seen a lot of heat waves in the cities. So we, as a climate movement, have been basically crying out to the society, to the governments, to notice this declining biodiversity and the quality of air, etc. But now we're going to have to work even harder because the quality of land, of soil, and the water is going to be a huge problem. And actually access to water might be a big problem as well. There are always kind of silent victims to the war, and these are animals, of course, that we're also trying to follow right now the situation in the natural parks or in the zoos, for example, that are heavily impacted. And of course, even when there is a situation when there's not enough food and water in the city, you can imagine what's happening in the areas where the animals are living.
Olga, there are also concerns about the potential for nuclear fallout. Ukraine has 15 nuclear reactors. How might this war actually create a nuclear disaster?
I mean, yeah, nobody knows for sure what's going to happen or will it happen. But there's been already shelling of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, as you probably know, and we're still waiting for the Russian troops to leave the territory of Chernobyl and Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plants, which are basically occupied right now, and not only by Russian army, but actually by the Russian Rosatom, by the organization that is expanding and trying to build more nuclear power plants in other countries surrounding Russia. So we're actually also calling on US to put sanctions on Rosatom as an organization that has openly said that they are in fact right now in the territory at the territory of Chernobyl and Zaporizhia nuclear power plants, which is, I mean, at least illegal, but at most this is a terrorist act.
Okay. Olga Boiko, thank you.